first of all, you got to look at the different types of investors that were sitting on the panel and recognize that you had some investors that have a very long-term focus, a very long-term strategy, predominantly the REITs. That are thinking about assets that they want to own for a very, very long time, and then you had other more tactical developers or opportunistic buyers, and so whereas a REIT might look at some of the trading markets, the cyclical markets like the Texases, the Floridas, whatever, and say, oh yeah, we're in a trough, but that's going to move, but it's likely to move back down again. That makes it less interesting to them. But for someone who's a tactical investor and is willing to get into a market and then get out of the market again, some of those more distressed markets are really interesting to us. So I think that's what makes this industry great. You can have a lot of different people looking at the same set of facts and coming to completely different conclusions, and that's good. That's what hopefully allows the people that make the right calls to outperform. I think another thing that was really interesting coming out of the session today is, first of all, we spent a lot of time talking about occupancy. We spent a lot of time talking about rent growth. What was it in 2009? What's it going to be in 2010 across these different markets? But what we didn't spend a lot of time talking about was NOI growth. And obviously, at the end of the day, for all of our investors, all of our clients, it's all about NOI growth. And so one thing that we've seen that we didn't really touch on a lot today was the fact that I think most of us in the industry are getting very aggressive in driving expenses down. When rents are going up and times are good, it's easy to get sloppy on the operational side, perhaps. And I think that we've entered a period where everyone is very focused on driving expenses down, and I think that's the thing that a lot of people aren't recognizing. On stabilized portfolios, many times we take over an asset that perhaps was managed by a smaller organization that hadn't been focused on the bottom line. We can drive dramatic savings out of the expense side of the equation, even in a flat or even slightly declining market, to kind of keep NOI from getting crushed. It's still not going to take off, but maybe you can kind of keep it from getting crushed.